Welcome back to part 2. I'm Shacoya.
I'm Terria.
And this is Queen Quality Podcast.
Okay, so we left off, I believe, talking about like flawed friends, what makes a flawed friend. She told her story about Tay and some things that Tay done to her. So how about for our next episode, y'all tell us like what makes a flawed friend to you? Maybe y'all see it different than us. But I think I left off talking about how there's...
Welcome back to our podcast. This is Queen
Quality
Podcast. And my name is Shacoya.
And my name is Terria, and welcome back to episode 3, part
3. So this episode we're going to talk about
relationships. And I feel like Shacoya should start because she just got out of 5 years. I don't know nobody else my age that had a 5-year relationship. I feel like
okay, I'm gonna start. I did not. We ain't pre-planned this, y'all, so I ain't know we okay. I'm gonna try to moderate this a little bit, but yes, I was in a, I'm gonna say on again, off again relationship for 5 years with somebody. I'm gonna start by, I'm not gonna talk about that first. I'm gonna talk about how I feel now about relationships, not how I was in that relationship. When it comes to relationships, I feel like now, as a 23-year-old, I'm finna be, that's my dog. It has to start off as friends. Like, y'all gotta start off as friends. You gotta like get to know a person. Like, would I be cool with you if I'm not dating you? Would I be like, would I like you if we wasn't together, if we wasn't in a relationship? That's my outlook on it right now. But back then, we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna say this. That's not how it went. We was young and turned. And my views on relationship, I didn't have none then. Because I had never been in nothing serious like that before. Of course, I dated people in high school. That's little shit. That's nothing, to be honest. So, when I got into this situation right out of high school, well, I guess we started talking in high school, right before we graduated. So, it was cool. It was going well. It was good. You feel me? While I was at Bloomington, IU Bloomington, it was going good. But everybody has a honeymoon stage. During the honeymoon stage, it's kind of like all lovey, all butterflies all the time, you know. But you move out of that stage when things get more serious, if that makes sense. So, in my relationship, I would say, I'll be honest in this podcast because that's what we do. I wasn't the best. I was not perfect. Time after time again, I had my flaws. I did my dirt. I was not perfect. By far, I was not perfect. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that person wasn't perfect neither, but they wasn't as flawed as me. So I put most of that on myself. For the first couple times, you would say she know the whole. If anybody I told the truth to during that situation, it's real. Sad to say, but I was keeping it real with her, but not the person I was in a relationship. But I'll say the first few times I was bogus, just dead wrong. Like, I ain't gonna go into no examples. This person see it. I ain't saying sorry again, nigga. But straight up, but I was just dead wrong the first few times. Absolutely dead wrong. You was cool, I was dead wrong. But what I learned from the first few times was, no matter what you do, you cannot take away how a person feels about some shit you did. You just can't take it away. No matter if they say they forgive you, they sorry. And the thing is, I was dirty, but I want the one chasing, like, to get back together. That's the thing, like, and I hate even saying that because it sounds so cocky, but it's like, I'm not being cocky, but I knew I was wrong, but I had a good heart, and that person knew that too. So that's why we just kept getting back together, even though I was being a dirt ball, slime ball, sleaze ball. Not sleaze ball. I didn't do it with nobody. That's not what I mean. Make sure you say that because everybody probably thinking no, I did not do that. Not while we was together. But anyways, other shit I ain't gonna go into details about, but you feel me? Last time we got back together though, it was me. I'm like, I want to fix this. I remember telling Terria, I think he was the first person I told other than our other friend, but I can't say her name because that's his.
Yeah,
that's weird. But you know you are rather. I was just like, y'all, I think I want to get this another try. I'm going all in. I'm just gonna be all about this person. And shit was smooth though. Shit was cool at first. Like, it was like the first time we got together before all the drama and shit happened. It was cool as fuck. But it just did not work out. Like, I learned over time I cannot like force this person to forget about the shit that happened before. It's kind of like I could do a little thing in the house or be on my phone and flip it over flat, and they like, and I'm like, what? Like, I don't want to always have to try to prove myself, because I already told you I'm not on that. You want to trust me? Trust me. If you don't, then we not gonna work. And over time, I felt like I was just steady pushing for it to work, being the only person pushing for it to work, pushing for it to work. And it'd be moments where that person would be trying to do the same thing, trying to match me, trying to, you know. But it just got to a point where it was just like, fuck it. Like, I don't care. You don't care. So it was what it was. That situation ended. I was a little mad, I'll say, because I went back in this time trying to be 100%, trying to keep shit 100, trying to, at least for the most part, I'm gonna say that. I was trying to keep shit 100 and make it work. But you can't make something work. That's the advice I'm trying to give. You can't make something work if the other person not trying to make it work. And it ain't no y'all need to meet each other 50-50. Y'all both need to be 100% in on it. Because if you 50% and I'm 100, I'm gonna feel some type of way about you not putting in an energy. You know what I mean? Yeah. About you not trying to reciprocate the same energy that I'm putting out. So that's what I learned from that situation. And if you with somebody and something happens, like let's say you text another nigga, they find out something like that, they're never going to forget that. Like, I just want to say that they're never ever gonna forget it. It's gonna be in their mind forever, whether they say it or whether they act like it or not. You don't even gotta have a guilty conscience and think, damn, they might be thinking this about me. They is. Ain't no they ain't. They is. And if they not all the time, it's gonna cross their mind. Simple as that. So do people right. That's my advice. Do people right the first time around. Y'all won't have no problems.
I can piggyback off of some of the things you said. First, it's two things that you said, but the honeymoon stage that you talked about, I feel like all of us, like, we just upset, like, I can't even get the words out, obsessed with the aesthetics of a relationship. We think it's all gonna be like matching PJs and dates and like all lovey and dovey and all, like, that's
aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, but y'all don't think, like, I don't think I'm like, this is not 5 years, but I'm in the year, going in the year now, and I feel like I didn't come to him healed. Like, I've been done wrong a lot, so it took a long time for me to like let him in. I still, like, we're just now, like, well, he's just now like knocking down that wall for me, so I didn't come to him healed. So there's certain stuff he have to deal with when it comes to me, and he didn't come to me healed either. So it's certain stuff that I have to deal with that I was not prepared for, that when it comes to him. So relationships is not the flex that we I guess relationships are fun sometimes. It was a flex to say not the flex. Yeah, it's not the flex everybody think it is. Like, take your time, like, heal yourself before like bringing other people in on your trauma, like, etc. That's one thing. Hurt people. Yeah. So I went into that situation not necessarily hurt, but had my own personal stuff going on in life. So that kind of helped cover up the personal stuff I had going on in my life at the time. But once I felt so comfortable, it was like, well, shit, I'm still hurting from that shit, so let me hurt this person. And that's what the revolving door that was, until I finally said to myself, after that situation was over, not necessarily just about that situation, but like, let me heal myself from within. And a lot of people don't talk about this, a lot of black people especially, but if you got some stuff going on and you don't have nobody you feel like you could talk to, you can work it out with, they can help you figure it out, seek therapy. I hate black people that be like, I ain't seeing no therapist, I ain't messed up in the head. I wouldn't have hurt somebody if I wasn't a hurt person. I was hurt, going through my own personal battles with stuff in my own life, so I hurt another person that wasn't hurt before me. Not necessarily, but everybody has stuff going on, but I'm hurting somebody else because I'm hurt. That was just messed up. That's a messed up thing. I can admit that I did. But now I feel like I'm in this stage in life where therapy is helping me get through the battles of, people don't talk about childhood trauma, stuff you went through as a teenager, stuff we going through now in our 20s, because us being 20 ain't our parents being 20. We don't got $500 rent. We don't got the luxury of just, you feel me, living life. Crazy stuff is happening now that wasn't happening before. So it's different now. So when I tell people all the time, bro, seek therapy. If you going through it in your head,
your thoughts is like overwhelming you, and you might turn to weed, liquor. Like, get a therapist, bro, for real. It really does help.
And I feel like if I wasn't as woke as I am now last year, I feel like I would not have gotten into this relationship. Because before, like him, like I was just going through like constant back to back, like people who I thought would never do me like that, friendship and relationship wise. Like people who I thought would never do me like that was just doing me like that, basically. Like what the opposite of what I thought. So him coming in, I'm already like don't trust me. I don't even trust my mama at this point, and I'm bringing him in my life, and he has to deal with that. Like, that's one thing I don't do though. Like, even though I don't trust him, I never been the type of like girlfriend that be like, where are you going? Let me see your phone. Let me do this, because that's not fair to him. Even though I want to, but that's not fair to him. But I never been that way, and that can also go along with the second thing I want to piggyback off what you said. When this can go for boys or girls, when your partner cheat on you, I feel like you have the decision to say, I'm gonna take this person back or forgive. She was wrong in her relationship, but like,
I didn't cheat. I did not do it with nobody. Yeah. Let me say that, because that person might see and be like, I knew she was still alive. I'm not.
But I'm just saying, if somebody like cheat, you have the decision to take them back and forgive them, or not take them back at all. Just move on.
Stop bringing it up. Don't take them back.
Don't keep bringing it up. That's gonna call. Do you want your relationship to be your peace? Like,
right.
That's how I want my like relationship and my friendships, any relationship, to feel like a safe place for me. It's not gonna feel like a safe place if you keep bringing up old stuff. So that's one thing I would piggyback off of what you said. But this is really like my first like real like relationship. All the other ones was like situationships, all the other boys, and I feel like I never did this before. So like, I'm just going with the flow. Like, I feel like you can't be coached on how to like do this. So
yeah, you just gotta go with because every situation is different. Like, you just gotta go with the flow. Know what you want going in, and know what stuff can be like, this is my for certain stuff, and this is stuff that it's like, I want it, but it's not necessary, if that makes sense. Examples.
I was just gonna say, I didn't grow up like with no like married couples, and like my mom wasn't married, the other adults around me really wasn't. Some from South Bend, all of them are married, but I moved to Indianapolis in 3rd grade, so I didn't really grow up around them. Like, I grew up around women who like didn't
single mothers.
Yeah, so I don't know how to like treat a man really, so I'm just going with the flow of what I think I know, or I try to treat people how I want to be treated, but that's not my love language, ain't they love language, you know.
Mine is different. I don't feel like I grew up around people the same way, similar to her, from Chicago. Most of the people in my family, some are married, long marriages too, and others in most cases are like my mom, single black women raising their kids or whatever. But my mom wasn't no single parent. I say single black woman because I had a dad. So when it comes to like knowing how to treat a man, knowing what type of stuff, how to carry yourself, I wouldn't necessarily say I learned that from my mom. I learned that stuff from my dad, because as a man, you can give you a different perspective on how they see women. So when it comes down to, you know, how to be with a man, or how to cater to their needs, not necessarily sexually neither, it's just knowing things, like knowing not to do this and knowing not to do that. I learned that stuff from my dad. Not necessarily like he showed me, but you just see how he interact with other women, like how they interact with him, and whether he liked that or not. I learned from that. So I feel like I always offered that in my previous relationship, and that's what kept him coming back all the time, because I could do that. Like, even though I was acting like my mama, I was being my dad, like portraying what my dad would want.
You know what? Yeah, you treated him like he your dad, basically.
Yeah, and they like that, especially boys that, and I ain't telling his business, I ain't gonna even say that, but in situations like that, knowing how to treat somebody or whatever just helps in the situation. It's just more like, I know how a man should be treated. I know that if a woman was with my dad, he would want her to act like this, he would want her to do it like this, and not just do, but like be there for them, comfort them, love them, care for them. Most boys are looking for their mama in a woman. You don't necessarily got to be their mama, but being loving and caring is important. It makes it feel like comfortable, you know. Yeah. So that was just from my situation, a year relationship versus a 5-year one, and I feel like you learned a lot from me and that person, like stuff to not do, not necessarily to do, but a lot of stuff to not do. So my situation is a learning lesson for not just me, but for all my friends necessarily. Like, everybody got their own situation going. I have a friend that's married. I got a friend that's single. I got a friend that's engaged. You got Terria that got a year relationship, and you got me, SINGLE again. But hey, you watching this?
But what was I gonna say? I feel like too, speaking of that, like, one thing I do want to say again, like, piggyback on what we just said, a relationship is not the flex we think it is. Y'all need to heal first, go to therapy, then go look for somebody, because that's how you're going to attract your lifelong partner. But speaking of, like, the single again, like, if you are single, don't think you need to rush to get in a relationship, because you don't. And one thing I think I am flawed at is I talk to one person and I just be loyal to them, like, right off the bat. Like,
don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, I'm not saying go, like, do it with everybody, but, like, I don't know,
date. That's another thing. We got to talk about that.
Because everybody be like, what is dating? Like, I feel like they overthinking it. They think you supposed to go do this person, do this person, do this person. That's not what I'm saying. Like,
finish.
I was just going to say, that's not what I'm saying. Like, text and talk to Billy, go out with John and do this. Like, you don't have to do them, but weigh your options. Don't, like she said, don't put all your eggs in one basket just rushing. Because I be getting, I used to, not now, not currently, but years ago I used to be getting walked like a dog, trying to put all my eggs in one basket during the talking stage or whatever that is. But
and then I was walking like a dog about my best friend. But let me give y'all my definition of dating, because I would say that's what I've been doing most of this year since my situation happened or whatever and we broke up. Dating is more of like you getting to know people. Like, you going